All right, hey team, welcome to our Wednesday night call. Today is Wednesday, May 3rd, and tonight Jasmine is hosting the call for us. If you joined last week's team call, we're kind of switching it up a little bit. Instead of me doing a training lesson or having another coach doing a training lesson, which I feel like you can get all of that from the National Wake Up Call, we are doing I Am Team Beachbody, and we are hearing from other people. And it's not business tips. It's not tips on how to succeed in your business or how you're going to hit Success Club or anything like that. The point of these are literally to hear somebody's story. Why did they join? What struggles have they gone through? Why are they still here? Why aren't they quitting? Because I think it's stories like that can impact us the most and remind us why we're a coach, why we're going every single day, why we're doing exactly what we're doing. But before I pass it off to Jasmine, I just have a couple of announcements. For those going to Summit, you guys can register, for your track on May 10th. So make sure you've looked over everything, what workout you want to do, what hall you want to be on. There's only 3 of them, like what track. So make sure you look all over that. If you want to go to Summit, guys, there's still tickets available. If you're serious about this business and you can get there, get there. Jasmine talked about a little bit in the team page, Jasmine Sandoval, not Plaunt, of how she literally committed like a week before, had the worst experience even getting there, put it all on the credit card, and it was completely 100% worth it. So if you can get there, get there. And then the last announcement is the BOD Challenge Pack has been extended until the end of August. So make sure you guys are talking about that. The U versus 2, that premieres this month. And I'm really sorry, I have no other information about this. This is probably the one program I've yet to learn anything about, and I do apologize. I want to say May 15th. And then on May 12th, they're announcing the new Shanti workout. So we'll have some more information about that. Yep, the 160 is till August. They extended it all the way until August. August 31st, I believe, is the end date for that. So make sure you guys are talking about that. Make sure you guys are really just pushing that. I honestly, it's the only challenge pack I sell anymore. I haven't sold any other type of challenge pack because it's not even worth selling another challenge pack at this point. So I believe that is all. I feel like I had another update, but that's probably the only update that I had. And I'll have last month's leaderboard. I will have it up. I'll have it sent out to my assistant and have it up by the end of the weekend. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Jasmine. Jasmine, let me unmute you, and then I will mute myself. All right, Jasmine, you're good to go.
Hey, team. Thank you for hopping on tonight to hear my story. Hopefully it's a little bit of a motivator and encouragement. We all come from different places in our life. So I want to give you a little bit of what happened to me and my journey. Can you guys hear me all okay? Okay, good. So in November of 2014, Emily sent me a message asking if I would love to be involved in a challenge group. And I'm like, okay, what the hell is a challenge group? I know nothing about fitness. Maybe I want to start getting into it. So I was like, what the hell, why not? So I went ahead and joined her challenge group. I loved the environment and how everybody was posting and working out and eating healthy. And so I started on that bandwagon. It was January of 2015 that I gave coaching a shot. I was doing Insanity Max 30. I was loving it. I wanted that discount on Shake. Hopefully my internet is working. Yeah. Wanted that discount on Shakeology. But then in February, I found out I was pregnant with Madison. And that was a complete shit show in the beginning. I was nauseous. I didn't feel good. I didn't want to get up out of bed. I was sleeping on the couch from morning till night. And I quit. I quit coaching because I didn't have it in me. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be involved with it. I didn't think I had the heart to work out and try to get others to work out too. So fast forward, 9 months, I had Madison. I had a C-section, and then I had severe postpartum depression, which took a huge toll on my family, on myself. It's really a dark hole that you really don't want to get into. I hated myself. My husband and I were not doing well. We were talking about divorce. My family is all 600 miles away, so I didn't know how to cope with having 2 kids I knew I needed a change because I hated myself inside and out. I couldn't keep up with my kids and, chasing after them. I was at a loss and I hated where I was. So Emily messaged me again asking, hey, are you ready to get back into this? And I was like, yeah, I think so. But at that stage, I was like, maybe not so much. And so as I thought about it more, I was like, I really think this is something I need to get out of this dark hole that I'm in. And so that was back in January of 2015 that she messaged me. I got back into Shakeology. I got back into posting daily. And then I started feeling better about myself. I felt that community from others, knowing that others had felt what I did after having a kid with the postpartum depression, with anxiety. I just knew that I wanted and needed that in my life, especially since I didn't have family around. So what better way to have family than a virtual family? And what better way to get my ass back in shape than having you guys keep me in check each and every day? So I joined back in January of 2016. And what has kept me going is not going back to that dark hole that I was in right after I had Madison. Now, I still feel anxious. And when I do feel that, I either message Ashley or Emily just how overwhelmed I am, how I feel like I'm failing, how I don't think I'm good, that sort of thing. And I think that runs through our heads as coaching, that we compare ourselves to other, like, why the hell can't I hit diamond in 3 weeks or 3 months or 6 months? Like, why can't I do this? And it still goes through my head sometimes. And Ashley gets me a kick in the ass and it's like, you're doing awesome. Keep doing it. You're inspiring others. You're motivating others. And I think that holds me back is hearing that word no. No, I'm not interested. No, I don't have the money. And Breezy just told me today that one of her coaches that signed up told her no 6 months ago. And now they just said yes. So it's not a no right now. It's just a no, not right now. And I bet you that person is still watching you to this day. And they're going to see how much you're kicking ass in your workouts, in your healthy eating. Sorry for swearing, Emily. In your eating, how well you're doing in your program, and they're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I said no to that. And they're going to come back. It doesn't matter if it's 3 months, 6 months, a year. Keep at it. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing amazing. And another thing that I struggle with is finding adequate time to work the business without having help from family. And I talked to Ashley about this, is that I always struggle with trying to send out messages, trying to just find 5 minutes to sit down and have a conversation with someone, because I have 2 kids and know when to watch them when I need them to. And I think when you need to plan it out, either wake up early or find the 5 minutes when your kids are sleeping, to send out those messages. You got to work it into your schedule to make it work for you. Sorry, I have everything written out. Otherwise, I will ramble forever. Oh, and another thing is, sometimes you can feel burnt out. And have any of you felt that way yet? Where you're just like, I'm totally done. I don't want to do this anymore. What more can I do? Yeah, exactly. See, I felt that way too. And you go off the bandwagon, you stop posting, you stop working out, you don't want to drink your shake. You're just like, F it. What's the point? Exactly. See, we're always getting to the point that we're burnt out. I think sometimes it's okay to take that one day to say, I'm going to take this break for myself. Right. You want to stay away from it. And I think it's okay to stay away for that one day to kind of collect your thoughts and think of your why. Why do you do this? My reason is my kids. They keep me up and running at all times. Beforehand, I wouldn't be able to keep up with them, but now I can, run with them all day like my toddlers do. And finding a rhythm that works for you, whether that be waking up early, getting it done then, especially being a mom, getting it done before everybody wakes up, or doing it at night if you're a night owl when everybody's asleep. You just got to find what works for you in the business. That's pretty much what I had from start to, I don't know what else you want.
You are the fastest talker ever. Emily took 45 minutes and you took 15 minutes. I have nothing else for a team call tonight.
Unless you guys had questions, comments, concerns. I mean,
can you talk more into like what made you stay on this time compared to last time? Because you quit and you came back and you've been successful. You're doing amazing. What was different this time? What kept you going this time compared to last time?
I think it was just at the point where I hated myself. Like, I would look in the mirror at myself and be like, I hate you. You are disgusting. Why did you let yourself look like this? Why do you keep eating shit all the time? You are better than this. And beforehand, I lived in Indiana and my husband got a job in New Jersey. And so I think a lot of that weight, even more weight gain, came to the fact that I'm 600 miles away from family. I don't know anybody. So I might as well just eat shit on the couch and do nothing. And so I started with Emily, and I did lose the 5 pounds before I found out I was pregnant. And then I just got back to that mindset of I can eat shit and whatever I want and not exercise and do whatever I need to do, sort of a thing. And I think that's why I quit, because I didn't have that right mindset. I didn't have the correct why as to why I was in this forever. And once I was in that deep hole and knew I needed a change, that was when I found my why, and that's what keeps me going. I never want to go back to that place where it's such a dark hole. You hate everybody, you hate everything. And so my kids inspire me to be the better person, the better mother that I am, because they do keep me on my toes constantly from 7 at night to 10 o'clock, or 7 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. I mean, they're both awake right now. So I need that energy to keep going all day, and they're the reason why I do this.
And I think it's important what you said. I want to keep calling you Emily. I'm really sorry. Names aren't my thing tonight, evidently. It's because Emily's like right next to you. But I think it's important what you said, because I think so many people quit in this business when it gets hard, when they're not hitting Success Club, when they're not rank advancing, and they forget about the success they've had like inside and outwards, and the fitness and the family and the friends that they've come. And for me, that's why I will never leave. I don't care if my business fell apart. I've had a total transformation, and that's what keeps me going half the time. So I think it's important that you said that, because again, people think they have to quit when they're not seeing their definition of success, but you've had success in so many different ways. It's not even, you have some questions in the chat box too.
Let me go off on what you said. I think people can certainly get discouraged with not hitting Success Club without hitting, ranking up. And I haven't hit Diamond yet, and I've been in this since January of 2015. But for me, it's more than ranking. It's helping change lives, including my own. And I think that's the mindset you need to get to. You're in this for yourself and for others. It's not about ranking. It's not about money. Yes, that's an awesome perk of what we do, but it's to help change the lives of others and yourself. How do you messaging people and not caring what people think about you? I think the more that you do it, Sarah, the more you just feel comfortable with it. So at the beginning, I would just have a script written out, and I would bust out 10 people with that and not look at it until later. And then I would check it later. If it was no, I would try to dig out and try to go as far as like why, not like blatantly say why, like what can I do to help you in your fitness journey? How can I make you see why you need this, sort of a thing. So I think it's just more about going out there and messaging people and getting comfortable with hearing no and knowing that that no is not right now, or that no is not right now, will get you more comfortable with the thought of hearing no.
And then Lindsay also asked questions. She's also disguised as me tonight. Hers is above Sarah's.
How do you find this? It was with trial and error. I have my best mindset when I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, get a nice brewed coffee, and just sit and work. It's all quiet in my house. Nobody's up. My husband's getting up and ready for work, but my kids are asleep. And so it's just really trial and error. It took me a little bit to figure out what worked for me. I tried doing it during their nap time, and I just wasn't consistently doing what I needed to do. So think of a good way to start doing it tomorrow. Try that out. If it doesn't work for you, then try something different. Try waking up early if you're an early bird. If once your kids go to sleep, try it then. Or, during lunchtime is a great way to get a couple messages out. Try doing it that way.
I'm going to touch base on Nicole's question real quick because I don't think I know Jasmine, you can't relate because Emily's your upline. There's nobody specific on this call. I was looking through to see whose uplines quit other than, no, Sarah, just kidding. You're under somebody else. Just kidding. Tasha's upline kind of quit. She just long story. But a lot of us on this call, our uplines aren't active in our coaching business whatsoever. We don't hear from them on a regular basis, if ever. And you have to decide if letting them quit is worth letting you quit. Yeah, they're the reason that you signed on, but you have such a bigger community here. And because it didn't work out for her, doesn't mean it doesn't have to work out for you. Doesn't mean that you can't fight for your why and fight for your fitness goals and fight to help other people. And if anybody would like to chime in and touch on this, that would be great as well. Because it's easy. I see this all the time. Anytime a coach of mine quits and they have a downline, 90% of the time, the downline follows almost immediately because they're well, they quit, so why should I still be here? Because it didn't work out for them. But there's thousands of people this didn't work out for, and it's either because their heart wasn't in it, they didn't connect with their why, it wasn't the right time, whatever it may be. But you have to decide if this is right for you, if this is right for your why, if you fit in with what Beachbody stands for. And you and I talked. You're still here. I reached out to every coach when that happened. And you got to decide if it's worth you sticking out for. And if my coach was to ever quit, I'd still be here. I would never hear from the coach above them either, but I would still be here 100% because I know what this company's done for me. I know what this business has done for me. And I couldn't let that go. And also keep in mind the people that you've helped and the people that you're inspiring. And you may not think you're inspiring a lot of people, but I guarantee you are. Does anybody else have anything they want to add into? Yeah, go ahead, Emily.
Add in if there's time.
Let me go first. She's quiet because I really I keep unmuting myself. Okay, but I wanted to touch on based on Jasmine's story a little bit from from the flip side perspective, right? I've been on so many calls and you hear I think was it I can't think of the guy did a call about you never know what the story of the person you're inviting. It could change their life. They could be whatever. It was really sad and really life changing what he was saying. You're you can change their life and you never know. And you hear that and you're for 3 seconds, you're oh my God, yes. But then you're oh, but that's not me, right? That would never happen to me. It wouldn't be my, these people, their story, they're probably just normal people. I can't change a life whatever the guy's example would have been. But look at Jasmine. You hear Jasmine's story. I had no idea that she had postpartum depression, right? I had no idea when I was inviting her that she needed it and she needed this community. And so you have to think of what if I hadn't have invited her, that, where would she be at, right? So I think if you can take this and be look, it really does happen, is that you don't know what people are going through. So you just have to suck it up and invite them. And I think I need to write on top of my inviting, on top of my BAT, next for tomorrow, I'm going to write, what if the next person is a Jasmine? Because it's true. What if they're like that? They're undergoing circumstances that you don't know that could literally change their life. and you're, people say, well, you're doing them a disservice. And you're kind of like, yeah, I know. But then the problem is I know, but then you actually have to think about that when you invite and just do it. So just think about that, because I had no idea. And I'm talking. And I had no idea the second time, right? I didn't know, so I invited her the first time, and then coach, and literally I texted Ashley because she told me, I think it was 3 weeks later, 3 weeks after you got your challenge pack, she's like, I'm pregnant. And I'm just like, I texted Ashley, I was like, wah, wah, wah. Because no offense, and Katrina is rocking it, Ashley's doing as best she can. It's really hard to do this pregnant. I did it last year. It's really hard to do. Even when you have that really big gut-wrenching why, it's hard. There are days you feel, you literally have a zombie inside of you controlling every movement. So it's really hard. And so I was kind of like, well, shit, she's out, I don't know. And she was, and I couldn't fault her for that, right? Because she, wasn't in it that long and wasn't as invested. But then I have no idea why I reached out again and said, hey, are you ready to get back into it? And sometimes I get really uncomfortable by doing that, because I think I did that a couple months after you had the baby, and I always feel bad about asking too soon, assuming that everyone wants to jump back into fitness after they've had a kid. And some people don't, but I don't know what the reason was, but I did. I guess I don't know what the hell I asked, but I did. So just think about every person you're going to message. What?
I said, maybe you just had that feeling that I needed help.
Maybe. I don't know. So,
but I'm glad you did reach out.
Me too.
Because literally you said message, and I pondered on it, and will get me out of this hole, out of what I'm feeling. I need this. It's a community of people that I don't feel like I have here. It'll help me get into shape, a better mind.
I think Jasmine keeps cutting out, which is okay. Okay, there she is. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions for Jasmine? If not, I'm going to wrap up the call, but then I'll stay on afterwards, the unrecorded parts. I'll get too off topic from her. Emily, I don't know who you're pointing to.
I thought Tasha wanted to talk.
Oh, Tasha. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So kind of to follow up with Nicole's question, kind of a long story, but I'll just make it short and sweet, is my coach wanted to do something else, which is totally fine. And her failure isn't what defines me. I wanted to become a coach. I saw Ashley posting all the time. Her videos, I was super depressed, and she was always super motivational, and I was like, I want to be like that. So I hopped on. I told Ashley that I wanted to become a coach. I talked through, finally signed on, and I haven't stopped. Recently, I've had probably 5 people tell me, you're the reason I have started my fitness journey back up, or you're the reason that I'm doing this again. And it's things like that you figure out you're here for a reason. So you can't let someone else define you or make you successful. You're your own person, and you have to find your own success. So anyway.
Thanks, Tasha. All right, guys. So if you have no other questions for Emily, I'm going to wrap up the call, but I always stay on afterwards to answer any questions for you guys just for a little bit. The next call will be, I should probably look at my phone to look at dates. Next call will be May 17th. So we'll skip next week and we'll do the 17th. And I will be hosting that call and just sharing my story, my struggles, my journey, because I really want to talk about last month, because it was a really rough month. You can ask Emily and Jasmine Plaunt. I think I cried to them about once a week. I think Anna got the brunt of it too. So I really want to dive in and talk about that next week, and then I will line up some other people to do the IMT Beachbody calls for us. So with that being said, make sure you guys are pushing. Make sure you guys are reaching out. If you're not in the the Heart and Hustle group, I really recommend you guys join. If you're on this call, you're on this call for a reason, and that group is absolutely phenomenal. It keeps me going every single day and just bouncing ideas off of people. So if you want more details about that, just shoot me a message and I will hand over all of that information to you. With that being said, I will talk to you guys later.